Hey Greg, let's talk bourbon. All right, welcome to the finals. Well, last several weeks I have been doing a series of blinds, taste testing my various ryes that I have. I got 19 bottles and I've been working my way down trying to figure out which is the best bottle of rye that I own. So 3 weeks ago, I did a blind where I did all of my lower proof ryes, and in that blind, Heaven's Door 10 year came out in first, and Rossville Union single barrel placed second. And then 2 weeks ago, I did a blind with all of my finished ryes, and in that blind, I had Barrel Craft's Seagrass came in first, and Sagamore's Double Oak came in second. And then last week, I did a blind with all of my higher proof ryes, and in that blind, I ended up having Cedar Ridge place first, and Heaven Hill Green to Glass finish second. So today, all of these first and second place bottles are brought in together here. We're going to do one last blind to figure out which one is the best. So I don't want to get too much into these bottles because I did that in the previous blinds, previous videos. But just quickly to refresh, Heaven's Door is MGP's 95.5 rye, obviously aged 10 years. Rossville Union is MGP's 51.49 rye. And then we have Seagrass. That is a blend of ryes that has been finished in apricot brandy barrels. And then we have Sagamore. This is their own juice, I believe, and they have double oaked it. And Cedar Ridge. Now this one has a really unusual mash bill. It's 51% malted rye, 3% malted barley, 34% regular rye, and then the rest is corn. And then the Heavens Hill Grain to Glass, is a pretty standard rye, a little bit of corn, and a little bit of malted barley. All right. From a proof standpoint, we have 100 proof, 120, 97, 118, and 123. And from a cost standpoint, this was $100, this is $40, 67, I don't know, about 80, 60, and you get this for 110. So price-wise, this is our least expensive bottle, this is our most expensive bottle. Proof-wise, this is our lowest proof, and this is our highest proof. So will that factor into this at all? I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. My prediction would be that the higher proof bottles will probably overwhelm the lower proof bottles. So I'm thinking that the higher proof bottles will probably finish in the top half. How exactly what order they'll be in, I don't know. That's what we're here to find out, right? All right, well, let's get into this, shall we? So I'm going to move the bottles on over here. They are numbered 1 to 6, and the glasses here have stickers on them underneath with those numbers on. I can't see them, and we will, but they correspond to these bottles, and in the end, I will find out what we got. Now, I've already poured these glasses about a half hour ago, and mixed them up already, and I will refer to these glasses as A to F. All right, let's begin, shall we? Glass A. Well, this one smells finished. I get a port, possibly brandy, kind of a nose on this. But I do get the some caramel. I get some cloves, maybe a touch of lemongrass, maybe a little bit of spices, maybe a little cinnamon in there. Glass B. Sugary. Oaky. And I think it has that plasticky note to it that I've been talking about recently. But yeah, that sugary note. And you know, there are the cloves in the background, but the cloves are kind of in the background. They kind of get hidden a little bit. But the sugary note kind of comes forward, and that's kind of more of a confectionery sugar or honey. Somewhere along there. All right. Glass C. This one's not as strong. But not by much, though. Well, I definitely get cloves. Lemongrass. Cinnamon. Maybe a touch of caramel. Maybe a touch of spice. All right. Glass D. Oh, stronger nose. Very pleasant. Sweet. Sugary, cloves, honey. Maybe some lemongrass. Maybe some mint. That one smells really good. Glass E. This one's more minty. Minty and cloves. With a little bit of sugariness, but not as sugary as some of these other ones. Maybe a little spice to it. Very, very nice. Very interesting in that one. Almost even a little citrusy in that one. All right. Glass F. Nose isn't as strong as the last one or two that I was just smelling there. It's nice, though. Again, the cloves. Maybe some dandelion to it. You know, it's got a little bit of spice in the background. Maybe a little touch of caramel. Maybe some lemongrass. Yeah, probably. All right. Let's go back through on the palate, shall we? You know, before I thought this one had a very finished smell to it. I'm not so sure anymore. Because I'm not picking it up this time around. Now I get more of cloves and sweet sugariness. Like a vanilla. Maybe even some pear. Very sweet. Definitely gives you some of the rye notes in the middle, like the cloves, maybe a little lemongrass. But then the spices kick in. There's almost a breadiness to this, and then you get the baking spice. There's a fair amount of baking spice. That's really interesting. It's pretty good. pretty good, pretty tasty. And I know I said that I thought there was a finish on this one before. I didn't smell it the second time around. I don't know if I tasted either. So that jury is out. This one cannot be mistaken. You know, SLB drinks often uses those black glasses. This is why. You just look at the liquid in here and you know which one this is. Which is unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Although I probably would have picked it up by the nose anyways. But boy, is it tasty. Yeah, it's got that chocolatey oak flavor. A little bit of caramel. Yeah, chocolate, oak, cocoa, we're going to call it. But then the spices kick in the end. A little bit more than this one, as I suppose you would think with a darker, oakier product here. It's also a little bit sugary. More like a confectionery sugar. And then there is that plasticky note there. Not that I don't like it, but it's there. All right, Glass C. This is tasty. I think this one was a little bit lighter on the nose. Boy, I mean, on one hand, yeah, I get cloves in all of these, of course, because for me, at least, how I pick things up in my palate, I notice a couple of different ranges of ryes, sometimes a little bit darker, sometimes a little bit lighter, but cloves seem to be like right down the middle. If it has rye in it, I almost always pick up cloves. I might not pick up anything else. You know, sometimes I get more of the darker, you know, and the menthols and pines, and sometimes I get in the lighter ones like lemongrass or mint. But this is good. It's got the cloves. And it's fruity. And it's a little bit sugary. The sugariness, I would say, is more of almost a vanilla, it's a vanilla and caramel mix, but it's also fruity. I could see this one being finished with something. Kind of has that little bit of that flavor to it. All right. Glass D. This one smells really nice. Very floral. Floral. Anyways, very floral. Wow. Yeah. Cloves and honeysuckle. Tasty. I think I know which one this is. But it's also got some spice, cinnamon. Let me I'm gonna do that one again here. Very sugary. Yeah. Confectionery or granular sugar. And I think I might detect a little bit of a plasticky note. Not positive of that yet. Wait and see. All right. Glass E. Now this is nice. Like a pear. A little bit of spice. A little bit of caramel. With some cloves. I don't know if I necessarily pick up anything else there. Touch of a bready note in this one as well. Not as much as this one. All right, glass F. The nose is lighter. But it's very pleasant. It's definitely a rye, you know. It's got that cloves and lemongrass going on. Not as sweet. There is some sweetness there. Maybe there's a little fruitiness to it, though. More of a stone fruit, peach, something like that. Yeah. All right. Now I got to make sense of this and eliminate somebody. And this is going to be tough because these are all my winners, right? I liked all of these. These all placed in the top 2 of their respective blinds. And I now need to pick them apart and figure out who's going out first. And I'm going to have to be picky because they're all really good. Yeah, this is almost getting a wine-ish kind of nose to it. Okay, I like this A. I like B. I think I like C. I really like D. And I think I like E. So, F is the only one that's not inspiring me so far. Okay, I don't know what this is. I don't have a guess. I don't think it's finished. It's not standing up to the rest, so I'm going to eliminate it, move on. So F is out in 6th place. Eliminated because everything else here has something about it that jumps out at you. And F just doesn't quite do that. So it's out first. Now what? Because I really like these other 5. Get a little bit of cheese. Reset the palate. What do I pick on, right? because it got some different stuff. You know, this is gonna be tough. Really tough. Do I pick on the two that are finished because they're different? Or does that make them unique and make them, you know, in the top? I don't know. I'm gonna go back this way. E is pretty good, but I don't know if it's as good as some of these others. Yeah, I like D a lot. Yeah, I don't know if this Glass C is seagrass, but it does give me like a port vibe. Now, nothing here is port, but the seagrass is brandy, apricot brandy. It's possible that that's what this is. On the other hand, that kind of port or wine kind of a note that I get, you know, could just be something else. But it is fruity, and it's oaky. Fair amount of spice in there. I don't necessarily remember seagrass as being terribly spicy, so I might be wrong about that. And this is definitely Sagamore. You can tell by the color. It's tasty. It's tasty. It's good enough to avoid going out in fifth. Yeah, I don't know which one this is, but it's really growing on me. I'm really liking that A. Wow. I'm down to E and C here. I'm going to go E out in fifth place and C out in fourth place. They're both good, but I put E out because it was starting to pale in comparison to the other four. I find that to be true as you start dwindling it down. You start going back and forth. One of them will kind of fade away, and that's the one that's got to go next. And it's amazing that, you know, while one was like really good when you had this one here, now you get rid of this one. Now you do it. Now suddenly this one's the one that gets picked on. You can just tell how some just kind of fade away like that, and that's one of those weird things. Now C, I eliminated C because I'm just not enjoying it as much. I can tell it's got a fairly high proofness to it, and it's good, and I'm enjoying it. And I think it's got some kind of finish to it. But the spice level is also high. So the proof level's high. The spice level's high. Can't shake that winey note, which I'm not enjoying as much. when I'm, because my mind is set on, here I'm doing this rye blind, and I find that note kind of distracting and kind of hiding the rye notes that are in here, but you got to really look for them. So it's going to go out in 4th place. All right, here we go. These are my top 3, whatever they are. Of course, I think I know what 2 of them are. I think this is Cedar Ridge. I know this is Sagamore. And I don't know which one this is, but I've been finding some complexity in it. And that makes me think this is the Heaven Hill. That's what I think I've got up here. And if that's the case, then these 2 down here, I'm going to guess, are the Rossville Union and the Heaven's Door. But one thing I've learned in the past is never count out Rossville Union. It does a lot better than you think it will. So Rossville Union could have found its way in here. Who knows? It's so hard to say. These are all such great bottles. They really are. They really are really good bottles. All right. Now I got to figure out what I'm doing. Huh. Well, the one I'm enjoying the most today that's hard to say, actually. I'm really enjoying all of them. But I'm leaning towards the idea that I'm liking A the most. And I'm starting to think that while I'm really like the sweet oakiness that is in this glass, I'm starting to think that it's too simple to move forward. Yep. Glass B is going to go out in 3rd place. All right. I hope I don't run out before I come to a conclusion. On one hand, little aside here, on one hand, I really try to be careful not to put too much in the glasses because I don't want to have to pour them back, and I want to finish them. I don't like to waste it, and I only want to drink so much whiskey, right? Or at least commit myself to drinking so much whiskey, right? I don't want to have too much in them. But at the same time, I got to make sure there's enough in the glasses that, that I can actually do this. So this one, I'm getting pretty low on. Glass A. I mean, it's sweet. It's got the rye notes, but it's also got, a little bit of spice in the end, but not very much, not too much. All right. More cheese. This one has the stronger nose. I'm also running out of water. I did, in fact, just ran out of water. I don't know. I gotta call it. I could go either way here. I really could. I could go either way. These are both really good bottles for different reasons. But I'm going to put A out in second place and give the win to glass D, which I think is Cedar Ridge. I really don't know which is A. I kind of think it might be Heaven Hill. But it could be sneaky, right? That Rossville Union can be sneaky. That could actually have snuck up here. And I'm out of water. All right. In sixth place, here in the finals, you know, all of these were great bottles. All of these were first or second place in the respective blinds. You should own all of these, in my opinion. But in sixth place, because somebody had to lose, bottle 2. All right, well, there you go. Rossville Union finally met its match, right? This is just a $40 bottle. It is a single barrel store pick, bottled in bond from Total Wine. $40. Amazing. 40 bottles. This is so good. This has disrupted so many blinds. But finally, here in this group, it finally met its match. I finally couldn't hold up to the others. I put this one out first because, yeah, you know, it just wasn't. It just didn't hold up to the others. It was a little bit lighter on the nose. In fact, I think it had the lightest nose, and I found it to be more plain than the others. So, that being said, if you're looking for a $40 rye, run down to Total Wine and pick this up. So this is a store pick from 2022 that Total Wine did, but here in Brookfield, Wisconsin, you know, a suburb of Milwaukee, they still have this on the shelves. They still have this store pick on the shelves. I bet other Total Wines around the country still have this on their shelves. If you like budget bourbons, budget ryes, if that's your thing, you got to pick up a bottle of this. Right? This Rossville Union's really, really good. All right, so that was sixth place. So in fifth place, I mean, to me, coming back to this glass, it kind of smells like MGP 95.5. It does. Could this be the Heaven's Door? Bottle 1. Glass 1. Yep. So, indeed, it's the Heaven's Door. And I kind of thought so. It's really nice. It's really good. It's a really, really good... I mean, I love MGP's 95.5 rye. And then this 10-year version of it is just really good. It really is. You could sit down. This is absolutely crushable. This one's actually crushable. But you could sit down and drink this all night long. But I think the fact that it's 100 proof kind of got to it. It, you know, succumbed to the higher proof level bottles. It is good, though. All right. In fourth place, I don't know. I think when I was doing this, I was saying that I thought this was going to be seagrass. We'll find out. No, it is not. No, it is not. I put out Heaven Hill in 4th place. Number 6, which is not finished. And you know I don't get it in the glass now, so I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. But the bottom line is that it's really good. And if you give it enough time, it'll show you some complexity. But there's something about it that just doesn't... I didn't realize it until I did these blinds. But now that I'm doing these blinds, I'm seeing that this Heaven Hill grain to glass rye, which is... I just absolutely love this bottle. But, you know... I don't think it really has that quintessential rye flavor that I'm looking for. I think that's the issue that I have with this bottle. I think that's why it finished 2nd in its blind, and now it finished 4th in this one. Which would mean, by the way, that this glass A that I thought was finished and then wasn't sure about that, this has got to be the seagrass. But we'll get there. We'll get there. All right. First, we got to get to glass B, which is went out in 3rd place, and which I said has to be Sagamore because it's so dark, and it smells like Sagamore. And indeed, it is bottle 4, Sagamore. It's really tasty. I really like this bottle. This is really good. Absolutely crushable. You could drink this all night long. Wow. That's really good. It's just, it got a little too simple in comparison to the last two, and that's why it went out. And then in 2nd place was glass A. Almost nothing left. Number 3, seagrass. I just love seagrass. You know, I'm getting down there on this bottle. And I think I'm going to start, now that these blinds are done, I think I'm going to start hitting this bottle and finishing it up. And after I do that, you know, they've got a couple of versions of this that are higher, right? So this one was like 60. I think I got it for 63. Now it's selling for like 67 or whatever. But, you know, they've got another version that's like 100 and something, and another version above that that's like 300 and something. I don't know about the 300 and something, but I'm tempted to get the one that's like 100 and something. I'm thinking about it. And I'm thinking about finishing this off and going to get that one. Anyways, so I lost track of which glass this was. I think it was D. In 1st place. Boy, I mean, I mentioned this in my last blind. I know this is only a $60 bottle. I just really, really like this bottle. It is, the nose is so good. It had the strongest nose of this whole group today, which I know last week I said that this one had a stronger nose, and I didn't get that today. I don't know why. I'm not sure why it's different from week to week or day to day. I don't know. Maybe I'm just strange. But I just love the smell of the cloves and the honeysuckle, which really, really come out in this glass. And in the last blind that this was in, I kept referring to it as candy, and it is. It's really sweet. Yeah. Anyway. Bottle 5. Cedar Ridge. So, back them up here. Let the camera see them a little bit better. And there they are. This is how it finishes. This is, I had said that I thought that the higher proof ones would finish in the top 3. The Sagamore actually fought its way into the top 3, even though it's only 97 proof. So I got to give it to Sagamore at 97 proof, getting in here in the top. It did lose to Seagrass again. Seagrass is just better. It just is. It's more complex. There's more going on. Seagrass is better than Double Oak Sagamore. It just is. But as far as I've seen and everything that I've tried from Sagamore, the Double Oak is their best offering. I have their 9-year. It's not nearly as good. I'm disappointed that my Heaven Hill Grain to Glass, I'm glad to see it at least got into this blind, but I'm disappointed to see that it's in 4th. I really didn't think it was going to win at this point. I'm not surprised to see that it didn't win, but I did think it would be in the top 3. These two, I mean, this is the order they finished last time. Heaven's Door had beaten Rossville before. It did again. Kind of par for the course, I guess. So there it is. Cedar Ridge for the win. My best bottle of rye, and only $60. I don't know how easy it is to find the single barrel cask strength, but I don't know, it's on the shelf at Discount Liquor in Milwaukee. Anyways, $60. You gotta have this bottle. It's amazing. So there it is. That's my best rye that I own. Peace out.